Brian.
Alright, mate. What's happening? Alright, good to see you. You buying? Same again.
What is it?
Black coffee, mate. Black coffee.
Hey, can I get a black coffee and tea, please?
Black coffee and tea. Let's see the other for
Regular. Thank you. I feel bad ordering tea.
You always order tea. I remember, I met you in Starbucks ages ago. Do you remember?
I do.
I didn't. Yeah, I know you do because you were there.
Yeah,
but
right.
I didn't want it. I said, "What do you want?" You're like a tea. I'm like, because you don't go to Starbucks. Nobody goes to Starbucks.
But I can't do coffee. When I started, let's not give Today FM any time in this conversation. No, when I started doing it, by chance, I must have been, when we first met, I must have been 18, was I? I handed out free samples to people.
You were one of the guys that drove the Jeeps for 98 FM, yeah.
For the radio station. Yeah. So you be at the back
and
of the bus.
I asked you, did you have a license? Because, you looked young.
Well, I did,
you
right?
did.
And then there was one day, it wasn't you, but there was a DJ there.
They're all the bloody same
at the back,
anyway.
right?
Yeah.
So when you're doing that, you don't have any control over anything. When you're doing those outside broadcasts, you have no control. You sit there and you hope that the person back at the
has got things
knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And back then they didn't know what they were doing. And I remember being on the bus and hearing the DJ at the back doing his bit on the radio. Dublin's 98 FM coming up next.
Yeah.
And then taking the mic down.
Well, obviously it wasn't me.
What the fuck? It's a fucking bad, you know. Because his show's the biggest deal ever.
Yeah.
Oh. What the fuck? So I went down. What's wrong with you? What's going on? And he was explaining to me. I didn't really understand the process. He explained that, there's a guy, he's back at base and he's not pushing the buttons right. He has this cue wrong and this cue wrong.
Yeah.
I could probably do that. So that was the start of it from there.
Well, did you see, to me now, the fact that whoever it was freaks out at the other person.
The other person that wasn't there back at base.
You don't do that. To me, that's totally out of line. But did you learn
Saturday afternoon radio show is clearly the most important thing happening in the world.
A Saturday afternoon radio show in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah. Come on. Perspective.
Yeah.
But human to human, person to person, you don't do that.
No, you don't.
Imagine if you did something here now and I just go ranting at you.
That happened to me.
Oh, it happens to all of us. That's how you learn.
They put me in that job, push the buttons, I did it for you.
Yeah.
Brian, 10 seconds, Brian.
Freaked out.
5 seconds, Brian.
Couldn't handle it.
There was one guy who, they pre-record things during radio. That's not all like
Shocker.
They pre-record. They send out the girls in the Jeeps and they say, we're going to catch up with the girls in the Jeep there.
And it's
they're on the
tape.
phone.
Yeah.
Hey Brian, we're out here today in this business doing this. Oh, it's great. They do this, right?
You're good at that.
So I was pre-recording that with this DJ at the time. And of course, you need to put things into record so it doesn't go on the air. So you can have your songs playing and do stuff as well. It's amazing technology. But of course, it was my second or third day. They put me on to one of the daytime weekday shows. Yeah. Something was up.
Oh, yeah.
So the edited thing was going out over the song.
Yeah.
And nobody burst in to tell me this. They let it all happen.
That's because no one listens to their own stations and radio stations.
No,
but anyway.
The DJ, obviously a couple of mistakes into it at this stage, said, what the fuck are you doing? You're ruining my fucking show. I was 19, I started getting anxiety. I'm really sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm really sorry. But no one would come in and take over.
Yeah, but see, the thing is now, right?
And you notice meeting people that are television presenters by trade that never did any other kind of school of broadcasting, communication, that they're not the same.
Well, it's the same. The other flip, if you ever meet someone who's only done a radio and you stick them in front of a camera, even if their voice is always, hey, and blah, 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 no, they're a nice patter, but the eyes are, oh my God, I'm on television.
Yeah, it is different.
Different ballgame.
Because at that time, because all along this time I always was playing music. That's where the interest in radio came from. I wasn't one of these guys that do exist, believe it or not, that love radio, that are 15 and that like to talk about radio.
You don't know everybody that's on the air everywhere and what time they're on and
those
who
guys.
was sick on a Monday because such and such filled in.
They're real guys and they do exist. And and I never was one of those guys.
But
and they had a pirate radio station in their attic. And you rang the house phone.
We used to call a radio my bedroom, is what we used to call them.
Yeah.
Because everybody had a couple of disco decks and a microphone. And,
you did all that kind of stuff, right? Were you one of those guys?
I wasn't. I did do them, but I never had No, because I can't wire anything.
Of course, yeah.
So I couldn't put a disco deck together with 2 turntables on it back in the day and stick a wire in it.
You couldn't go and buy an Optimod transmitter.
I don't even know what that is.
Right.
You know what are you talking about? But put a mic there and a slider to put. Yeah, and I can talk.
Yeah, you can do it, right?
Oh,
But
sure.
there's these guys that know. So I never was one of those guys. Got into it that way.
But you were never illegal.
But the music was. What's that?
You were never illegal.
I was never. That's why my name's Dara Quilty. I didn't pick a slick,
You
cool,
never had
awesome
to. You never had to.
jet fighter.
Wow, Shark
96.
Dive Bomber. I wanted that.
What's the best one you've ever heard?
This will be my second one today.
That's a tea for me, thank you. I don't take sugar though.
Yeah, that makes it manly. Thanks. Cheers, pal.
Are you a sugar man?
Do I look like a sugar daddy?
I don't
Is that
know.
what you're trying to say?
Are you obsessed with your diet like everybody else
No,
that
look
exists?
at me. I'm like you. I can eat like the Boland's factory.
You're in
and
good
nothing
shape.
will happen. In good shape.
Do you find that, Brian, at your age, that everyone's on a diet?
Do I find out what? So my hearing's going a little bit. It happens to you. Everybody's on a diet.
Everybody is on a diet.
Who's on the diet? I don't know
Everybody
anybody.
has to give up carbohydrates. Nobody can take sugar with anything, and if they do, they make it evident that they might be giving up sugar. Oh, I'll just have just the one, please, because sugar is so
I don't
detrimentally
think I've
bad
ever.
for your
The
health.
only thing I've given up, which was a good move, was cigarettes. Right? I mean, that was a good move, obviously.
You've given up cigarettes?
I gave up cigarettes 2 years ago. Yeah.
Really?
Well, you don't know. Yeah.
And you haven't had any since?
No. Do you know what it was? It was one of those little, cartridge things.
The electric ones?
No, it's not an electric one. It's a little cartridge. No, I'm not. I wouldn't splash out that much on my health. Let's face it. It's
Take
a
it
little-
out in an airplane.
Yeah, it's a little cartridge thing. You put a capsule in it.
Yeah.
And you suck it. You suck it, and
Right.
until all the nicotine's gone. Because that's what you miss, right? It's this.
Well, it's more the pattern, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what you miss. You miss the action of sticking something in your mouth and sucking on it. If you excuse the yeah, I know. Yeah, the visual.
Because television and entertainment has changed slightly to the fact that they have these, I'm not going to say idiots, because they're not idiots, but they have a lot of reality television shows of people in their early 20s getting drunk, doing stuff, and then talking about the stuff they did when they were drunk. And you know, as a concept, it sounds ridiculous, but that's how a lot of people live their lives. A lot of people, they go out on Friday, they get pissed, and then on
And
Saturday
they talk about it all week.
oh, what happened, man? I ended up at this place last night. I got a kebab, you know?
Yeah.
And they talk about it.
Yeah.
And then it's, let's wait to do that again next week.
Yeah.
So that's become television now.
Yeah.
The Jersey Shore started it, I think. was it?
Sure.
It's the one in England, the Geordie.
Oh, we have it here, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Tala,
Yeah.
the show, yeah.
Yeah.
And that has become television now. And these people
Right.
have become stars. But they're not performers or entertainers.
No,
The entertainers are the people that are filming those guys.
that's very true. They're the
are
artists
poking
behind that
them,
one. That's very
you
true.
know?
And getting them to direct the storyline for them.
Do you think that they're being themselves on screen?
No, you never are. Once you have a camera pointed at you,
Yeah.
once you have a microphone in front of you, no, because you're conscious of your voice, aren't you? Conscious of who you
So-
are. Anything we do on the air, especially on radio, it's an
But
act.
there is a difference.
The whole
There is. You don't wake up in the morning
hey,
and turn around to Paula and say, 8:15, good morning. You know,
very
you
good
don't,
morning to you. Hope you're feeling well this
don't do
morning.
that.
That was about some toast.
you shouldn't even do that on the
I'll
radio.
get that in the next 15 minutes for
But
you.
like, Twitter is for people. It's for two kinds of people. Twitter's for people that want to be entertained while they're on the toilet, and it's for people that like One Direction.
As if the toilet isn't entertaining enough as it is.
Oh, it's not.
You know what I mean?
Can you imagine going to the toilet with your smartphone?
Fantastic. The privacy of the whole thing.
Can you imagine that? It's the highlight. Like,
As long as you don't get them mixed up.
you know,
Toilet paper,
someone's going to the toilet when they go, I'll be back in a minute. They leave the room and come back and get their phone
I
and go
don't do
back.
that. I can't do that.
No?
I couldn't go to the toilet with my phone. That's ridiculous. What
Everybody
if someone
does
phones
it.
you? What if someone phones you?
You
You're in the
don't answer.
toilet. Yeah. No, that's true.
You just
We have to answer. It's rude not to answer your phone if someone phones you.
when you're in the
Unless it's
bathroom.
unknown.
They'll know you're on the toilet because of the echo.
Imagine how weird that would be. You're sitting in the toilet, an unknown comes up. There's a stranger trying to talk to you in the toilet. That'd be
Yeah.
weird, wouldn't it?
But they don't know you're on the toilet unless they're.
Yeah, well, that's to see. If you answer it, then they go, "You're in the bathroom." Because you get the echo. First time I ever heard that, I was in a cinema in the States, and as you do, and there's a cubicle beside me. This is the early days of
Yeah.
mobile phones.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
hear, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Good." So I'm answering him back. He's like, "What are you up to?"
Oh, you thought he was
Yeah.
talking to you.
And then, so I'm in the toilet, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll be there about 5." I'm like, "Who's he talking to? Is there two people in there?" This is
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's ridiculous. I don't know.
You should know. You know what? I've had my eye on those pancakes for quite some time. Would you like some pancakes?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
May I
I'm
have a
good.
portion of your pancakes, please, and maple syrup if you have it? You know.
A portion of.
Food. Probably one of my
Sure,
favorite.
I
Pasta,
could do that.
pizza, anything. Delicious.
Yeah.
Apparently it's all terrible.
Well, Italians eat it.
It's all
They're
terrible.
all right.
I was in a nightclub, a pub, club. one of those.
Gastro pub.
It was in Kildare, right? So it's kind of everything
All
in one,
Kildare, I'm
right?
telling you, everything's in Kildare.
So I'm out with her friends, who I don't really know. She's hasn't been there in a long time, so she's going, "Hi, it's good to see you. How have you been?"
Oh, yeah.
So I'm hanging out in the background. There's another guy who's with another girl. He's a personal trainer,
Oh,
shaved head,
a lot of pressure there.
couple of tats. Big guy, doesn't drink.
All right.
I don't drink. So I was, having 7-Up. You don't drink, man. Why don't you drink? It's like, don't really like it. Don't really do it. It's like, yeah, I don't drink, man. I gave up on drink now. 3 years. I'm after drinking 3 years now. I work out. I'm the strongest man in Kildare. All right. So, he found middle ground for us to talk about diets for the whole night we were there.
Yeah.
He was telling me how bad carbohydrates were, how screwed the country is, the children of the
great.
country are everything.
Oh,
they're
he was a
eating so
positive
bad.
influence in
He
your
knew
eating.
everything. I told him what I eat. He said, "You're going to die if you keep eating this." I don't have a bad diet. I don't eat 6 chocolate
They
bars.
look alright to me.
He said, this is what he said: carbohydrates, they bring you up and then they bring you down, and then people get depressed,
what's wrong with
and
that?
that's
Oh,
suicide. Dude,
Jeez.
it's a pizza and some white bread. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? So you're telling me that I can't have a sandwich for lunch? Pancakes are fantastic.
Thank you very much.
I've eaten a lot of pancakes in my time, and I know it's not Tuesday, but they're great. Really good.
Thank you.
Do you make the pancakes here, or do you buy them in a packet?
No, all the butcher meals here, you can make it home. You make it here.
You do?
Yeah.
It's all made here?
Oh, it's coming.
Only brings you
That's
the best
the
place.
touch.
Only brings you
That's
the
the
best.
touch that makes a difference. When you go to a place and they have something out of a packet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Master.
You're very kind, Brian. I
I am, aren't I?
never knew you were so kind.
I'll fill up the pack.